Hey everyone, if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to the channel. If you're not, please consider subscribing, and always remember to hit that like button below. I'd like to talk today about a question that I get quite a bit. So most of you probably found this channel or subscribed to this channel because of a video I made on this machine. It's by far my most popular video, and it's just basically a review of this machine and certain functionality and whatnot. It was done a couple years ago. It's very basic. It doesn't really cover a whole lot. If you haven't seen that, go take a look. I have a whole playlist of things I do with this machine. But the question that I get the most and comes up kind of over and over is, can you make this machine into a CNC? And the short answer is absolutely. If you have enough time, money, insanity, ingenuity, yeah, you could do that. Absolutely. But let's get into a couple of the issues that you will find with these types of machines that are both good and bad for making a CNC mill, lathe, drill combo machine. Alright, first of all, let me go through some of the layout on this just as a review of things. Basically, it's set up like a lathe. You got a tailstock, you got a cross slide with a compound, you've got your lathe chuck, you have a spindle running through, and then you have a drive shaft that comes up, comes into the head, goes over by belt to here, drives this spindle. That's the simple explanation of how it functions. The first thing you have to consider when making this a CNC, and when I say making a CNC machine, I'm talking about making the whole thing a CNC machine, not just making the lathe CNC or the mill CNC. That's a little bit simpler to do, and I'll show you why. So the biggest issue which you will find on this type of machine, they are driven by a single motor. The motor is behind the machine, directly behind here. It comes up to these pulleys and drives this spindle. This spindle is connected to the lathe spindle by this selector switch. I can pull it in and out. That's lathe, and push it in, get it in. You notice the lathe, it still has a little bit of residual drag on it, but it does not turn. That selector switch and the way it works is the biggest obstacle to making this a full CNC machine. So what that means is, when you're in a lathe setting, when you are spinning the lathe, the mill head does not turn. They do not turn at the same time. That's the biggest issue with doing this with some sort of CNC conversion. You would have to basically separate the mill head from and drive it separately from, and that can be done. I'm not saying, none of this is saying this can't be done. I'm just saying, like I said in the beginning, if you have enough time, money, and insanity, ingenuity, you can do it. Absolutely. But as it sits right now, without some major modifications, you couldn't do something like milling a slot in this bar from the top, because it would not turn when the mill is turning. They are not geared to run at the same time. They're geared to be one moving, the other stationary. The second obstacle I can see someone running into is the shape of the head. The head hangs out over the chuck by about 4 inches. Even if you, let's say you put a separate motor on the spindle, and you're turning the spindle and you're turning the lathe, and you want to cut some fancy design in this brass bar. That's going to be your stick out. That is not rigid enough to do what, even on brass, it just isn't. You got too much length on the quill and too much stick out on the chuck. So another consideration you have with this particular model or design, and again, this is a base model. This does not come with change gears. Notice there's nothing here at the lead screw. There's no way of driving this lead screw right now. It surely could be extended, and a drive motor, put a perfect place for a drive motor right here to drive that lead screw. That's perfectly possible. Like I said, it's entirely possible to drive this thing with stepper motors on the cross slide, stepper motors on the lead screw, and make a CNC lathe. Absolutely no different than any other lathe that doesn't have change gears anyway, doing that. The real problem comes when you want to make that up to then this idea of a fourth axis mill head. It's just not going to work in my estimation as designed. I have seen some attempts at it. They usually stop at making the lathe CNC. Usually what happens is they have all these grand plans about how they're going to do it, and they get into the nitty-gritty of it, and they end up with a CNC lathe, which is fine. It's just, you know, it's not where they were going. Now, a side question to this is, do I plan on doing any CNC modifications to this machine? No, probably not. The only thing I would probably do is power the lead screw, and that would just be to get more consistent cuts. I might do it to the lathe in the future. It's not a priority right now. It's not a desire of mine right now, let's say. This machine, though it looks like a pig, and you know who you are out there that called this a pig. You said when I was putting the DRO on it was lipstick on a pig. And that's fine. This is Miss Piggy. Let's just get that out of the way to begin with. This pig makes me money. It's paid for itself probably 100 times already. I make a simple little modification to a product, make that product work on motorcycles as a bit of bling, and I sell those. And I do all of that on this machine. And it's a very simple operation. It would never need to be CNC'd. Making a CNC program to drill and ream a hole and then chamfer that hole, well, if it changed the part out after every part, maybe it would be worth it to me, but it wouldn't. So it's not practical to do that. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you know I make all kinds of things on this machine. I try to push this machine to its manual limit, and that's what I enjoy doing. I sit with computers enough. I don't enjoy that aspect of it. I'm not making any products that's mass produced. I'm not making the same little widget every day and reproducing that little widget. I personally prefer to work with manual. It's just the way I am. So now, as I said, this applies to this particular model and its clones. Now, there are more modern versions of this that have a motor on top that directly drive the spindle. In that case, you're getting a little closer to being able to do this, and I've actually seen a couple people make some pretty good efforts at it and are pretty successful at it as well. I have not seen one with a head that goes in and out. There probably is one. I haven't seen that. Occasionally I'll get the question, well, you could make spiral cuts on that. You could turn the chuck and the bits going, and you're making a spiral cut in the, or even a screw cut in a bar. You really can't do that because there's no way to move the head horizontally. So last thing I'll say about this, and this really applies to the older machines, they were not designed with a whole lot of tight tolerances to begin with, and over the years of being used, those tolerances have diminished greatly. And as an example of that, I want to show you something. So there's two ways to use the quill. You can use it with the handle right here, or you can lock this button and use it with a hand crank, which is right here. There's a lock on the back side, and here's the point about making this quill CNC operated. If you don't lock down the quill, this is how much backlash you get. So if you're conventional milling, you wouldn't notice that. If you try to climb mill without locking down the quill, it will dig in that much, but it's actually nearly a 1/4 inch. If you lock down the quill, no problem. If you were to set this up with a motor on top and drive the spindle, then you're going to run into the problem of this rack and pinion having so much play in it. Again, enough time, enough money, enough insanity / ingenuity, and it can be done, but you have to consider that. Same thing goes with the lead screw. There's not nearly as much backlash, but there is quite a bit of backlash in it. There is, as it's designed, no way to take that backlash out. So if you're going forward and coming back, you're going to have, you know, a few 10,000ths of backlash. So I hope this doesn't come off as too negative, because I don't mean it as negative. There are definite uses for this machine. Like I said, I use this machine to make money, and it's not a whole lot of money, but it's paid for the machine time and time again. But as a hobby machine, as doing spacers and an occasional more complicated project, yeah, this machine absolutely can do it. As a candidate for CNC, for a full conversion where you're I'm not talking about driving the lead screw or driving the cross slide. I'm talking about making a CNC machine that you can make a part on. You can write a program and make a part from that program. I would have to recommend that this is not your best bet. The newer machines that have separate motors for the lathe and the mill spindle, maybe. You know, I've like I said earlier, I've seen some pretty advanced examples of that, and you know, it certainly can be done. I'm not sure how much functionality you'd get out of it, but it can certainly be done. But anyway, I hope this answers a couple questions. Like I said, I've gotten this question quite a few times, and I always end up writing like a paragraph and a half explaining it, and at the end of the paragraph I have to say, I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, but there are some things you have to consider, and hopefully this helps somebody out if they're thinking about doing something like this. As a my first milling machine lathe, it's a great thing, but functionality drops off pretty quickly as you really get into it. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this is informative to somebody, and I appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.